Image formed by concave mirror for different positions of the object. When the candle object, marked as O, is placed at a distance less than the focal length of a concave mirror, we begin by tracing the path of light rays from the tip of the candle. The first ray travels parallel to the principal axis and gets reflected through the focal point. Now, consider a second ray from the tip of the candle that goes through the focal point towards the mirror. But we immediately notice, this ray can't actually reach the mirror because it diverges away. So, this path is not possible. We now try a third ray that would go from the tip of the object toward the center of curvature. But again, it doesn't seem physically possible to draw such a ray directly to the mirror either. So, we make a small change. Instead of drawing a ray to the actual center of curvature, we draw a ray that is heading in a direction such that, if extended backward, it would pass through the center of curvature. This ray is normal to the mirror surface and therefore gets reflected back along the same line, but in the opposite direction, going through the center of curvature. Now, observe the reflected rays. They diverge. They do not meet at any point in front of the mirror. This tells us, no sharp image is formed on a screen. Even if we moved the screen far away from the mirror, we would not get an image, because the reflected rays are spreading apart. Yet, when we actually look into the mirror, we do see an image. How is that possible? Let's recall how we found images in a plane mirror. By extending the reflected rays backward, we find the point where they appear to meet. This image is not real in the sense of being formed on a screen, but it is still visible to our eyes. It is called a virtual image. The image is erect and enlarged. Does that match your observation? Remember, a virtual image is one that cannot be captured on a screen. But we can still see it because our brain traces the light rays backward. When the candle is placed at the focal point of the concave mirror, the reflected rays become parallel to each other and do not meet. As a result, no image is formed. Instead of forming a real image, the reflected rays appear to diverge from a point at infinity.